MSNBC's irrepressible Rachel Maddow is trending today, and the news isn't very good for the man-child of Mar-a-Lago, and I have the breakdown for you next. Let's open this story with Maddow's latest assault on the Trump chaos that is unfolding before our very eyes. In her most recent episode, she explored the scandal that is one of his appointees, a scandal that isn't getting mentioned elsewhere because of all of his other scandals. Have a listen, and on the other side, I'll share why the news commentator is today's news maker and what it means to Trump.
In the absence of any real vetting or background checks for the people who Trump has named to run big, important parts of the United States government, we are hoping a Rachel Maddow Show public servant announcement can help fill in the gaps on some of these folks. His choice for Attorney General of the United States, Pam Bondi. When Trump was elected the first time, multiple news organizations reported that he was considering Pam Bondi for a job in his new administration. Maybe he was considering her for a big job. But she never got a job in the first Trump term. She never got any job. Why is that? Some reporting has suggested that it was because, quote, Trump staffers were concerned that questions about the donation would make confirmation hearings for Bondi difficult and damaging. Questions about the donation. The donation in question is this one, this $25,000 check. When Pam Bondi was serving as Attorney General in Florida, the Orlando Sentinel reported that her office was looking into Floridians' complaints about something called Trump University. Florida residents, a whole bunch of them, had come to the state attorney general's office complaining to Pam Bondi that they had been scammed by Trump University. They'd lost a ton of money. Could the attorney general please do something about it? Now, that report, Bondi's office looking into complaints about possible fraud. Florida may join multi-state lawsuit against Trump University. That report appeared in the press in Florida on a Friday. 4 days later, Tuesday, that big, beautiful check arrived. That $25,000 check arrived at the super PAC supporting Pam Bondi's re-election in Florida. A check signed by Donald Trump himself. Bondi had asked Trump for the donation. The check from the Donald J. Trump Foundation arrived, signed by Trump himself. She also apparently got a check from Ivanka Trump as well. And what are you going to do? Pam Bondi thereupon decided, actually, on second thought, I don't think Florida is going to join that multi-state fraud lawsuit against Trump University after all. Pam Bondi is one of 4 of his own personal defense lawyers that Donald Trump is trying to install at the top of the Justice Department. And the way she appears to have earned this nomination is by defending and participating with Trump in some of the most repulsive things that he has done in public life.
Lock her up. I love that.
Pam Bondi loves the idea of incarcerating Donald Trump's political opponents. She loves it. She says that the people at the Justice Department who prosecuted Trump for his alleged crimes will themselves be prosecuted now. As Attorney General, she will be in a position to do that. She was not his first choice for this job. She was the emergency replacement, again. But that really isn't the most important thing to know about Pam Bondi as our potential next Attorney General, which is why this has been another Rachel Maddow Show public servant announcement.
What you just saw is a really good example of Rachel Maddow's work. She's like a wrecking ball in slow motion. She swings with calculated force, targeting the cracks and weak spots behind the facades that Trump builds. And the breaking news is, it has been announced that she's going to be taking far more swings at Trump in the months to come. The Associated Press headline reads, "Back to work. Rachel Maddow returning to MSNBC 5 nights a week for early Trump days." And it went on to say, Rachel Maddow is returning to her nightly perch on MSNBC, at least for the first few months of the second Trump administration. The network announced on Monday that Maddow will lead its coverage of Trump's inauguration on January 20 and, starting that night, begin airing her primetime show 5 nights a week at 9 p.m. Eastern. Maddow's new schedule will last until April 30. Maddow stepped back from her 5-night-a-week television schedule Yet, even with her more limited television schedule, she remains MSNBC's signature personality and most popular host. The left-leaning network's viewership sunk dramatically during Trump's victory in November's election, and MSNBC is waiting to see whether it will become a leading destination for the Trump opposition. Rachel Maddow's continued presence on MSNBC is critical in the context of a shifting media landscape that is wilting under Trump's pressure. Just recently, we witnessed Jeff Bezos, owner and publisher of the Washington Post, bend the knee to Trump with a donation and a commitment to pay $40 million for Melania's film. $40 million. And we've seen Mark Zuckerberg, owner of Facebook, the largest social media platform in the world, which means the largest source of information in the world, make that same donation and remove fact-checking from the platform. Fact-checking, Donald Trump's two least favorite words. Maddow has built her career on meticulous research and fact-based reporting, and her deep dives into the truth help viewers have access to reliable and vetted information. And her fearless history of dissecting Trump's financial dealings, political maneuvers, and ethical breaches makes her a critical watchdog in the resistance to come. As Trump seeks continued leverage over the media ecosystem and tilt it in his favor, Rachel Maddow's increased presence represents a much-needed counterbalance.